I have a really strong gut feeling that you guys aren't going to like today's news, but I thought I'd bring it to you guys anyway as it's important, so please don't shoot the messenger. But it has been confirmed that character customization will not be returning in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire via an interview with Junichi Masuda, and it has also been confirmed that Pokémon X and Pokémon Y will not be receiving a patch of all the Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm going to show you guys the sources of these interviews, and I'll discuss my thoughts on this, and 450 likes would be really appreciated for a second video later tonight featuring footage and my thoughts on the demo of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But anyways, my name is P-Winall, let's jump into today's news. So, our first story of character customization not returning in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, USGamer.net did an interview with Junichi Masuda in anticipation of these games, and he was quoted as saying, "In terms of the customization of the trainer, there was really kind of a special thing for the Kalos region, which featured this kind of motive of France and really focused on this beauty and fashion aspect, which is why it was a prominent feature in that game. For this game, we're focusing on adventuring elements, so we don't have the actual free customization of the character, but you'll see the items you use throughout the game visually represented. For example, when you're underwater, you'll have this little mouthpiece that lets you breathe. So there's some cool stuff for how your trainer changes clothes and puts on accessories throughout the game." So I'm sure you guys are interested in my true thoughts on this. And I honestly believe that his excuse right there is just a cop-out for character customization not returning. He knows that we're not going to be happy with these little visually represented accessories that we'll be seeing on our overworld character, such as the little mouthpieces and stuff like that. But quite honestly, I don't really mind the character customization won't be returning. If this means that the game is actually going to be better, which it quite clearly is due to the fact that we can fly around the skies of Hoenn on Mega Latias and Mega Latios, I don't think the exclusion of character customization is actually that bad of a thing. If this means that their time has been better spent on different things in game, if this means that the game is going to be better, then I'm happy. Then I don't mind the character customization won't be making a return. Am I happy it's not returning? Not really. I think they could have included it, but it's not really a necessary feature, and it's not one that's going to stop me wanting this game. Game Freak revealed some absolutely fantastic, ambitious features in these games, and I quite simply cannot be mad at them. Certain people are saying that Game Freak are regressing, not including a feature that was only introduced last year, but as I've said, they're introducing so many new features that the exclusion of character customization just doesn't matter to me. I'm really interested in you guys' thoughts on this though. Let me know what you think of character customization not returning in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This is something I predicted about a month ago when we first saw the global link page, the web page. So I've kind of been anticipating this for a long while, so I'm not really that disappointed, but I'm really interested in you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know in the comments and I'll be discussing it with you for quite a few hours after this video gets uploaded. My next story is that Pokemon X and Pokemon Y will not be receiving a patch to be compatible with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's Mega Evolutions, and links to both the interviews that I'm using in this video are in the description, so if you don't quite believe me, look in the description, that's where the interviews are. Junichi Masuda was asked if the Mega Evolutions can also be triggered in the Kalos region, for example using an update, and Masuda was quoted as saying, "We do not plan to receive a patch for Pokemon X and Pokemon Y to update the games to that effect. There will be a breakdown of what you can do and experience in Pokemon X and Y compared to Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire." And this is something I genuinely am not happy about. This is essentially saying that Game Freak do not care about their previous games and will not support them when the next games are out. And as a customer in this day of age where patching is very possible and I believe would be very easy for Game Freak to implement a patch for Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, it's just a little bit annoying. Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are a part of the same generation, and with that, I think the game should be supported. And I totally understand that Pokemon games are annual releases, and quite frankly I'll be buying every Pokemon game that's released in the future anyway. It just really sucks to know that my Pokemon X and Pokemon Y copies just aren't going to be current when I play them. There's going to be a lot of features that are left out, and that just kind of sucks in my opinion. Honestly, I am just a little bit mad at Game Freak for this. In this day of age, it is very easy to release patches, especially on the eShop, as they are first-party developers, but what can we do? It's what Game Freak are doing. I'm really interested in you guys' thoughts and opinions on this as well. Do you think Game Freak should patch Pokemon X and Pokemon Y to make it at least up to date and compatible with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Or are you content with their decision? For those of you that can't afford brand new Pokemon games every single year and still want to be compatible with other players playing Pokemon, I can understand if you guys are mad at this. After yesterday's amazing news break, I kind of get the impression that today's video has been very negative, and don't get me wrong, I'm still super excited about these games, so business as usual in my next video. 450 likes would be really appreciated for footage of the demo of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire a bit later tonight, and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any more of my future Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire videos, including a walkthrough that will be coming out day one featuring a ton of bios and information that you guys will hopefully only see here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, even though it's been just a little bit negative, and I will hopefully see you guys later tonight. Peace out.